Hi, parents. This is really strange to be doing back to school night via video, but it is what it is. So, welcome to the first annual and perhaps last ever, let's hope, back to school virtual night of meeting the teacher. My name is Billy Dragoo. I am head of the Theater Arts Department at Stephen F. Austin High School, and I am your daughter's and your son's teacher. I teach Theater Arts 1, Theater Arts 2, Theater Arts 3, Theater Arts 4, and Theater Production 1, 2, 3, and 4, as well as Film Appreciation class. I've been at this school 28 years. I've been teaching 32 years. I don't really want to go into my whole resume, but I do believe you have the right to know who's teaching your kids, so I'll be brief about it. Grew up in a small town in South Texas, got a undergraduate degree from the University of Texas here in Austin, BFA in drama education. Then I taught 2 years at Granbury High School, a school of about 1,200 kids or so at the time. Then I won a scholarship to go study toward my master's overseas. So I ended up going to the University of London, and I lived just on the edge of the great park, Windsor Park, about 15 kilometers outside of London. I did that for a year, and I actually came back with a degree from the University of London, a master's, an MA, not an MFA, I should point out. And I taught 2 years at Bowie High School in Arlington, and then I took over for my friend Larry Priest here at Austin High, and I've been here ever since. So 32 years of experience, 28 here. It's a really good school. You should be glad that your kids go here, and you should be proud of them. So since I teach many different classes, let me kind of give an overview. I'll start with the intro level classes, which is Theater Arts 1. What I want you parents to know is that it's not an acting class, okay? We do, well, if we were in person, we do usually have a lot of acting exercises, but it is a survey class. It is an overview class of all the different aspects of theater. So we also learn theater history, and we learn costuming, and we learn about musicals, and we learn a little bit about other aspects of technical theater. We learn about careers in theater and stuff like that. So I know not all of your kids are all that thrilled about getting up and performing, and yet we have some in class who that's what they live for. I try to give them performance opportunities. There have been occasions when we've done a class play, although that has been rare in Theater 1 in 28 years. But they will be asked to get up and do individual or small group assignments. So, what I want you to know is that I'm not here to turn them into a Hollywood star. I'm here to give them skills that they can take on with them to the rest of their high school career and their college career, and then eventually their vocation. And those skills are things like poise, confidence, the ability to speak articulately in public and in private as well, listening skills, stuff like that that will help them in their jobs and relationships as they go forward in their life. I'm kind of a Stay Puft Marshmallow guy, I guess. I mean, I do have high standards for my kids, and I'm demanding. But ultimately, my philosophical belief is that if I am to be a benign influence on your child, then more than her mind has to be developed there. We have to nourish the heart as well, and I really believe that. And that's kind of what Theater Arts 1 is. It's kind of life 101. Now, for those of you who are parents of kids in Theater 2, it is specifically acting related. That's what we focus on. And right now, we are watching The Crucible. So our booster club bought us a subscription to Digital Theater Plus because we knew, of course, we didn't know how long we were going to be gone, but we knew that with virtual learning, we're going to have our kids have the ability to watch professional quality shows. And we've done that. So far, we have done a few creative things, and then they've watched The Woodsman just for fun and discussion. And right now, they're watching the Young Vics production of The Crucible, which they are being tested on. So to you parents, what I want to say is make sure your kids do what they're supposed to do and watch these shows, okay, because they will be held accountable. To parents in Theater Arts 3-4, those are our most advanced kids and most experienced kids, and they really want to perform. And I'm trying to find a way to do that. There are all kinds of issues with Zoom performing. As you know, you have to get rights to plays and things, and not every company will give you the streaming rights or the video rights. So we're kind of in a holding pattern. But my plan is for us to definitely be creative this first semester and do something that can be viewed by the public. Theater production class, I guess what I need to say to my theater production class people are this. Your child enrolled in theater production class gets a grade for working on plays after school. That is how the Texas Education Agency set up the class. So it's intended for people who know under normal circumstances that they want to spend time working on plays after school as an actor or a technician or an usher or, in some capacity helping us put on plays. That's what they get graded on. Because we're in lockdown conditions, more or less, they will have an assignment, a pretty simple assignment each 6 weeks that they must do. But the state only demands that they work on one show the entire semester. So your kids are the ones I'm closest to because I know them the best. And I love them dearly, and you have great kids. And we're gonna do some amazing things, so we're certainly going to try. Film appreciation class. Hello parents, welcome. I've never taught this class before. I did take a little bit of film in college, and I love film, so I'm doing my best to introduce your kids to the genres of film and the history of film. And the class is basically let's watch films and let's discuss films, let's analyze films, and let's write about films. In order to do that, some of the films of necessity are R-rated, and your child is supposed to return to me your signature saying that is okay to watch those films. So if you haven't done that, please do that. Generally speaking, back to theater, some of you probably want to know about productions. All I can tell you, because I'm reaching the end of my time limit here, is we are supposed to open The Wolves, an all-girls play about a soccer team, in October. Right now, that is currently planned to be an outside performance. And then I will be directing Other Desert Cities right before Thanksgiving. We're hoping that will be in the Performing Arts Center with a live audience. Mrs. Dragoo is hoping to produce a play called Night of January 16th. Although she has not received rights for that yet. So keep updated by going to our website, reddragonplayers.com, and that'll tell you everything you need to know. I guess that's it for my time. What I really want to just say to you is that I do love teaching. I love the connections that I get to make with your kids, and I'm finding that difficult during these times because of Zoom and the inability to be physically close to each other. I do have a request. It's very hard to teach and make connections when I'm looking at a screen full of just a black box with a name on it. I'd really like your kids to turn on their cameras. So unless there's a reason your child cannot or will not turn on their camera, please encourage them to help Mr. Dragoo out by turning on their cameras during Zoom classes, because I enjoy them and I want to see them and I want to have discourse with them. So thanks for showing up to this 10-minute video, And if you have any questions, please write me, billy.dragoo@austinisd.org. Thank you, and good night.